From Hot Springs, Arkansas, this is Midwest Sports Net. Good afternoon, I'm Joey McWilliams, and it is a privilege to get to visit with you today from the site of the Great American Conference Tournament Championship here in volleyball, the Bank OZK Arena here in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and my first guest today is the coach of the Arkansas Tech Golden Suns volleyball team, and I want to go ahead and get right into you really quickly, Kara, as we get to visit. This is Kara Dukic in your fourth season with the program. Congratulations first on making it to the championship match.
Thank you. It's so fun to be here. I feel like I'm so proud of the girls. You know, this is something we've been, I guess, visualizing, dreaming about for a long time. And I mean, Tech has been at the tournament for a lot of years now, but it's just been something that since I've been here we've talked about, and we know we can do it, and so just to be here feels good. Feels really good.
Well, and you get here in fine fashion. You're able to sweep Henderson State on Thursday, and then a little bit tougher match against Southwestern, also coming away with a sweep, though, as you were able to take care of business, and now taking on an Oklahoma Baptist team that is pretty much doing what Arkansas Tech has done in the past too. I mean, they win back-to-back championships, and again, you were talking about that. Let's stick with Arkansas Tech for a moment before we get into the Oklahoma Baptist matchup. One of the things about that and about this program is the fact that it does have a strong history, and you know, you all have been there and done that. Yeah,
we have, and I've been fortunate enough to be there as part of it, as a player, and then as a graduate assistant under Chrissy Byer, and now as the head coach. And it's kind of surreal. You know, I left here, well, first when I first came here, I had no idea that this would come to fruition. All of this I'd be able to come back and I'd be able to do this. And so, yeah, I mean, I've been here a lot of times and maybe in different places, because back then it was the GSC when I played. Mm-hmm. And but all of this championship stuff is very I'm used to. I mean, we've been here before. I've been here before. I get it as a player. I get it as a graduate assistant. I get it as on the coaching side of things. And so, yeah, I mean, we have the experience. It's just coming back and feeling good about it and getting the job done.
You know, it's really nice to be here in Hot Springs again, too, and not to take anything away from last season. It was nice to have a tournament. I'm really thankful that there was a tournament last season at all, because the NCAA did not host a national tournament. So the conferences that went ahead and gave a postseason to their programs, like the Great American Conference did, I have a lot of respect for that. However, it's nice to be back now on a neutral site. 8 teams from the GAC made it to the quarterfinals, and here on site at the Bank OZK Arena, and it's been a pretty good tournament so far. I mean, I know we're in the championship match today. It's a 2 o'clock first serve here, and that will be on the GAC Sports Network. You can find it there, gacsportsnetwork.com. You can also watch it on YouTube. But the tournament so far has been good, and it's been nice to see all of those teams back here in one place again.
Yeah, it's been so nice. Every time I talk about it, like all year we've been talking about it, and I've been talking about, you know, last year, yes, the tournament was great. I was so thankful for our freshmen to get that experience, but I kept telling them, gosh, you guys, Hot Springs is so much fun. The way that this conference puts it all together, and the media and the video and just the experience is so cool. And even this morning, like, Madison Grantham and I were downstairs in the lobby, and she's a senior, she's our lib, and she gave me a hug, and she's like, I just can't believe it. You know, I'm like, I'm so happy. It's so cool now to see, well, I guess not cool is not the right word, but it's neat for us to watch other teams leave, not us leave. You know what I mean? Like, we're not the team walking out the door. So to watch, to be able to sit back and figure out, okay, what are we going to eat? And we're going to sit here and watch for a little bit and then plan for the next day. So it really is a cool experience, and it's such a great tournament. And the banquet is so much fun, and it's so deserving for the girls. They're able to just enjoy each other, dress up, and you know, be recognized as they deserve. So
I like that. And okay, it is cool that you're not the one going. I understand that. Yeah. So that's not a bad word.
Yeah.
I mean, it is all right. I mean, because you put a lot of effort into that and you want to stay. wherever it is you're going, you want to stay there as long as you possibly can. You
Right.
want to eat the hotel food as long as you possibly can.
Yeah.
You want to
Great
you want to
breakfast
do this-
buffet.
Yeah, there you go. So
Made
you,
to order omelets. I mean, come on.
you want to be able to do that as long as you can. So I completely understand it. And she's a senior too.
She is.
So let's talk about her. One of the numbers that I'll be able to give a little bit later on today on the broadcast is the fact that she's had double digits in digs, 24 of 28 games. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did not know that. 24 of 28 games.
24 of 28 games so far this year. She's been very impressive.
I feel like I thank you for that stat, because I feel like she maybe has not always gotten the recognition that she deserves. However, I do think that we recognize her and acknowledge her a lot as a program, because we talk about first touch all the time. We talk about first touch defense all the time, and I guess maybe that's because I was a setter, and so I know what it's like to be in the shadows, and we get that, and so we recognize that a lot. And not only is she just like a fabulous player, she's so steady. She's always been like that as a freshman. She's just calm, cool, collected all the time. She's a nursing major. She's going to graduate this year. She is an unbelievable human. She's the captain of the team. She's got a great family. She just is a really good person. She's just a beautiful person. She got engaged this year. She's fabulous. I'm so excited for her future. I'm so proud of her. She's been with me since day one, and it's not always been pretty. And she has stuck with me. I'm really proud of her. It's fun to have conversations with her, because when you're talking to her, she's locked in. Like, she is locked in. And she is so good as a captain. She'll come to my office and she'll say, hey, what are we not doing good? Or if I kind of get onto the team about something, she'll come to me after and say, hey, coach, next time, can you just talk to me about it? And then I'll go talk to the team. And I'm like, yep, sure, whatever you want. Yes, ma'am. All right, you got it. So she's fabulous. Yeah.
We're here on Midwest Sports Saturday, which is presented today by Elite Medical Billing Specialists. And I want to say thank you for our presenting sponsor today. Talking with Kara Dukic from Arkansas Tech, and the Golden Suns again playing in the championship match. That's a little bit later on today, about an hour and 45 minutes from now for first serve, give or take, how long the anthem goes, things like that. And all of the, recognizing all of the players too. It's a good time to get to do that. We're here in Hot Springs, and, she's not the only senior on that team. I know you have some others. One of them in particular that stands out. You have a two-sport star, and those are always fun to talk about, especially when they're just fun to talk about. Timber Riley's fun to talk about.
She is. Her name is even fun to say.
That's exactly right. It is. And she's a player that has an impact on the court, and you can tell that she brings it when she's out there.
She does. Yeah, her name is fun to say. It's so much fun to announce, and they say it so well in Tucker Coliseum. It's just, she's got everything going for her. Fabulous softball player, fabulous volleyball player. She has worked her absolute butt off to be on the court. She had to work really hard to get out here. She's an undersized outside, and she knows it. And I think at the very beginning of her career at Tech, she was just used to in high school, I think, getting away with just being one of those people who has always been in shape and been able to get away with her shots and ball manipulation. And then when she got to Tech, it was like, all right, sister, you got to put in some extra work all the time, which is hard when you're a dual sport athlete. It's like, when does she ever get a break? So we kind of had to talk about those summer vacations aren't really so much summer vacations. You got to put in some time. And this summer, I'm not sure that I have seen an athlete transform as far as physically the way that she has compared to her this summer. She was interning and doing an internship, working out with the team, going to open gyms whenever she could. And I saw her after a couple weeks or maybe even a month or so. And I'm like, Timber, your body, it just looks amazing. She just looked so different, defined. Her legs were defined. Her thighs had gotten bigger. Her muscles had gotten bigger. I'm like, holy smoke, sister. What are you doing? She's like, I'm lifting heavy weights. I'm like, okay. Her shoulder feels good. Yeah. And then she does softball. It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah. And on top of that, there's that softball thing too.
And she'll come to practice. She'll go from our practice, and then she may have whatever, they'll have a softball thing, and she'll go and she'll say, oh yeah, first at bat and at a softball, a little play date with the team, and I hit a home run. And, you know, she'll go and jog, and her teammates are just like, Timber, I hate you. I just hate you, Timber. Because, you know, she is just a rock star. And it's nice because people want to celebrate her also because she's, again, a really good person. People know her on campus. They love her. She's the word that I use for her is adorable. She's an adorable person. I used to always say, if I could spend one day in Timber Riley's head, I would love to. She's just like my little bobblehead. Like, she's adorable. Yeah.
And by the way, we did have a chance to interview her last year because the volleyball tournament was taking place in the spring. She had a softball game, a doubleheader, and then left after the first game and came and played with her team in the volleyball semifinals. We actually had a chance to visit with her. It's on the channel. Please do consider subscribing, by the way, to Midwest Sportsnet's YouTube channel, and you can see that interview with Timber Riley from back in the spring. You got the team doing well. They're 21, 22-7 now, and 13-3 in GAC play over the course of the season. Tied for second in the standings, drew the number 3 seed in the conference tournament, and now, of course, playing now. Both matches to this point, though, were pretty impressive in different ways. I mean, in taking care of Henderson State, which is an incredible team. Amazing that that's a 6 seed in any conference. With what Coach McDaniel does there. And then Southwestern, the number 2 seed yesterday, able to take care of them, dispatch them in 3 sets. Both of those were great matches.
Yeah, we've like I've said, we've tried to just get down to the details lately. The last couple of days of practice before we headed here, we were like, all right, what are the things that we can refine before we get here? What can we refine? What are the details that we can pay attention to? And really, I sat back at one point and I was like, all right, I think it was maybe after, I'm pretty sure it was after we lost to Henderson State on the road. And I'm like, okay, what's happening? I know we're not getting worse. You know, we don't have team issues, so what's happening? And I really felt like we had to find something. You know, like what's the solution for us? And so our team is smart. I mean, we've got a 3.78, I think it is, cumulative GPA. And so I'm like, all right, they're smart, right? And maybe they're not taking the time on their own to watch film because they're so invested in their academics. I appreciate that. It kind of frustrates me because I'm like, well, I would love for you to love volleyball too, but I do appreciate them studying too. I get it. We've got nursing, we've got business, they're in it right now. And so I'm like, all right, maybe we need to designate more practice time to just film. You know, maybe we don't need to be on the court so much. So let's just sit down and let these girls actually study film because that's what they're good at. They're good at studying things and breaking things down, and that's what we did. And being able to sit there and listen to them break things down on their own is so cool.
That's neat. That really is cool.
Like tap into their brain rather than their physical and not get on the court so much and just say, all right, these girls are smart, way smarter than me. So they value their academics. So let's just do what they like to do, which is study. And they wanted a pen and a piece of paper and just sit there and study. And then snacks, of course, always snacks. I bribe them with food. Chick-fil-A breakfast, we'll watch film, all the things.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
It's very tempting right now. Yeah. It's lunchtime right now. What are we doing?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're getting ready for a championship volleyball match. So listen, I'm very grateful for your time. I know that you need to get back to the team here in just a moment. So I will ask you about today's opponent, Oklahoma Baptist, 2-time defending champions, and they've taken care of business as well, coming through a 3-set victory over Southern Nazarene, 3-set victory over Harding, also a perennial power in the conference. And so that's a big deal, and you have a tall order today. We do, and we absolutely did everything right when they came to Tucker Coliseum. We did everything right, and they just had one of those games that I know what that feels like as a player, and I know what it feels like as a coach to sit there and go, what happened? You know, what can you look at the scoreboard and you're like, there's nothing we can do. We're just not here today. So I really hope we can do that again, that we just do everything right. But yeah, our plan is
serve tough. We have to keep them out of system. They've got a lot of offensive threats. Malia obviously is a very strong offensive threat for us. Avery on the slide is a big one, and so we've got to be able to shut her down as well. And then their libero is just so good. She's so good. She's so good. So I'm like, can we not hit the ball to her? And we just avoid. I mean, she's everywhere on the court. I'm like, what? Just go away. No, I'm just joking. She's fabulous.
They have a lot of talent.
They're so good, yeah. So we just have to take care of the little things. We have to be using our vision on the defense as far as blocking goes. We have to serve tough, and we have to keep our pace up and have fun. I want them to enjoy it. I want the girls to leave here feeling like they did everything they could. They had fun. I hope Haley has just as great of a day, our right side, Haley Palladini, as she did yesterday. Josh was irritated about that, but in a good way. And I want them to have fun and yeah, pace, pressure, plays. That's what we've been talking about.
All right,
this whole time.
3Ps.
Yep, the 3Ps.
All right. Well, Coach Kara Dukic, thank you so much for stopping by here on Midwest Sports Net. We really appreciate that. Success to you and to the Golden Suns today as you play in the championship match with an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament on the line.
Thank you. Thank
so
you for
much.
having me.
All right, I'll let you go back, and you can just leave that microphone there. We may get another coach here in a moment. We'll see.
Okay.
See how that all works out.
Alrighty.
But I hope that we'll get that. In the meantime, I'll just keep talking because that's kind of what I do here. We are very appreciative to Coach Dukic stopping by and taking the time with us today. It is possible that we may get to visit with Coach Anna Howell here in just a moment from Oklahoma Baptist and her team taking on Arkansas Tech, obviously, in the championship match here in just a moment. Now, there's a lot going on, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get to all of it, but I would say this. Actually just got off the live stream for the NCCAA Victory Bowl as Southwestern Assemblies of God is hosting Sterling down in Waxahachie, Texas today, and that it's a bowl game. It's an NAIA bowl game. I mean, I know when you think of bowl games, you don't often think of the NAIA, but you do, and it's an NCCAA bowl game. Now, in this case, it's two NAIA teams that are playing one another. It has been the case where an NAIA team has played an NCAA team. It's presented by the National Christian College Athletic Association, and of course this year's version is going to be in Waxahachie. You can watch that on the Sagu Sports Network, and you can also check that out on the YouTube channel as well. It is actually should already be in motion right now. The kickoff was set for around noon today, and so they should be getting football going down there in Waxahachie. Also, we have the NAIA football playoffs that are starting today, the NCAA Division II football playoffs that are starting today, and we'll be talking with a coach from Oklahoma Baptist in just a moment. Oklahoma Baptist from the Great American Conference playing in a bowl game, and then another Great American Conference team. Since we're here in GAC territory, we'll talk GAC sports for just a moment. Southeastern Oklahoma also going to be playing in a bowl game, and Harding, just up the road from here, is going to be hosting a Division II football playoff game today. Harding taking on Washburn from the MIAA, and so that's going to be taking place just a little bit later on today. In the meantime, NAIA football and news from the NAIA, which broke last night, and a couple of stories that were posted way early in the morning. One of the games will result in a forfeit, actually has already resulted in a forfeit. Kansas Wesleyan, one of two KCAC teams that made the NAIA playoff field this year. Nice to see the KCAC as a two-team league, and actually I really felt like it could have easily have been a three-team league. Bethel on the outside looking in. Southwestern and Kansas Wesleyan both made it into the 16-team field in the NAIA tournament. Well, that team dropped pretty quickly to a 15-team field. Indiana Wesleyan, which was set to host Kansas Wesleyan in today's competition, took the time and self-reported the fact that there had been an ineligible player that had participated in some of the games earlier this season. They did not know this. After something came around and they did some checking on this, they found out that there was a player that was ineligible, and so Indiana Wesleyan self-reported and decided to self-check out. So they are not going to be taking on or hosting Kansas Wesleyan today. All right. We're going to go ahead and punt then our guest on the next. Are we? We're not punting? Come over here. This is one of my favorite guests on the show, and he's not wanting to be on the show. That is not true.
Who have you not told that to?
Who have I ever told it to? That's the thing.
Well, I watch all of them religiously, and
okay,
I hear
there
you
we
say
go.
it all the time, so I know that you would tell me who you not told us to. I was trying to mimic to you was they got kicked out.
Okay, that's true. I thought you were wanting me to punt, go on to the next guest. I didn't know.
Ideally, yeah, but
okay.
Everyone tunes in for this annual segment.
That is true. They tune in for the time for an Eric Moyer.
Eric Moyer wrecks the show.
Comes on. And he is our, by the way, the Great American Conference Associate Commissioner for Communications, Eric Moyer. I want to make sure that he is introduced properly on Midwest Sportsnet. A longtime friend of the program, friend of the channel, friend of all of the channels, by the way, and guest here on Midwest Sports. Well, of all of our channels.
Yeah.
You don't like KansasSports.net? Okay,
I mean,
well,
of all the 50 you own,
there we go.
ranks 51st.
Okay. All right, so we are live here from Banco ZK Arena here in Hot Springs, and I know we are. I was just checking. Are we going to get to visit with? Since you are the communications guy, are we going to get to visit with the coach from Oklahoma Baptist? Okay.
She's starting her practice session in there.
Okay.
In the off.
Okay.
Off site.
I was concerned that we might not get to visit with her.
Well, shockingly, you went long with your previous guest.
I did?
Yes.
I never go long.
You long talkers.
I've got a clock right there in front of me.
I understand. Where were you at 12:25?
Right here.
Still talking.
I haven't moved. Not at all. I have not moved.
But I heard you talking NAI football playoffs. That's why.
That is true. That is true, because you
want
wanted to come over here and be a part of the conversation on the NAI football playoff realm. I know that you do. And you also, did you know, by the way?
NAIsports.net?
No, not yet. Give me time. Give me just a little bit of time.
Web Dominion Domination.
That's right. Part of the Emerald Quest World Domination Tour. We're going to be trying to get that here in just a moment. By the way, I do see some of the Oklahoma Baptist volleyball players walking in. We have a different time for our show this year, too. Over the course of the last 2 or 3 years when we've been here, we've started at 10 o'clock. And we set up actually out there on the court. So we're in a different location today, different time. I need to not go too long because I'm actually going to be on the call.
You got other responsibilities.
I have some other responsibilities today, so we can't go too long.
I'll just stay here in the corner and have volleyball pelt
just
me
let
in
it
the back of
go.
the head.
Do I have the rights to show that behind me?
Let me talk to the communications person.
Okay, that's all right. I don't want to get in trouble.
You do not have express written consent
from
the GAC.
From the GAC and the NFL.
And Commissioner Rob Manfred.
There we go. And the MLB and whomever else I need express.
I only ever hear it.
I've always wondered about that, too, because they say this. I know the wheels have come off completely, which is what Eric wanted to do here as we hopefully get to.
The commissioner's office has a stack of letters?
I know. That's what I want to know. Because, I've watched the NFL for years, and I want to know. I'm concerned, though, because the way it's presented, I'm concerned as to whether or not I can even tell someone that I watched the game. Because depictions, and accounts of the game, if I go in the other room and tell my wife, hey, the Seahawks just did this, did I just describe what happened?
My presumption with having a lawyerly father is that you are not profiting off that description.
No, that's probably true.
Now
granted, I was going to say, well, sometimes.
Have we hit 1,000 subscribers yet?
We're getting there. We are getting there.
Follow. You don't subscribe because that implies payment. No, subscriptions imply payment. Like and follow.
Okay, there we go.
Smash the like button.
There we go. Please do. Share. Comment.
Don't comment. Turn those off.
Turn the comments. Well.
Yes. During these 8 minutes. Just leave those at the side.
Now, see, if the Chiefs are playing, my wife is a big Chiefs fan. If I tell her that, Patrick Mahomes did something really well, found Kelsey, threw it up there, Kelsey jumped out of the stadium, caught it, and she gives me a big hug. I have profited off of that. She was happy.
Again, I'm going to assume that they're speaking of a monetarial.
Okay. She's not giving me money to find out about that.
She's not giving you money to hug you?
That's all right. I want to say thank you to everyone who is watching, and if you are continuing to watch, right now, please send me an email and tell me why.
Crashed the show yet?
Not yet, but we are still live. So hey, listen, we do appreciate that, and I want to say thank you. By the way, I will take this time right now and say thank you because this is a big deal. Elite Medical Billing Specialists, presenting sponsor for this broadcast. Elite Medical Billing Specialists offer a personalized and customized approach to handling everyday medical business needs, a full-service administrative addition to any medical practice, and they employ certain certified coders, which is important, and billing specialists to treat your business as their own, and that is something that is the key. They really treat it as though they treat it as their own. That's Elite Medical Billing Specialists, our presenting sponsor for today's broadcast, and
Shout
so
out, Elite
we are,
Medical.
yeah. We do.
Billing
We're very
services.
thankful. We are very, very thankful. While we're here, by the way, in Hot Springs, and we may get a chance to visit with my broadcast partner if she's able to show up as well. And I don't know if she's in the building just yet. We're going to go to the bullpen, maybe. I thought that's what we did right now. We went to the bullpen, found middle relief.
I'm the day 3 fifth inning guy of a baseball tournament that's just, has that old infinity ear next to his name. He's pitched faced 4 batters, got nobody out.
There we go.
All right,
Bring him in there.
come on in. Soft toss and sidewinder.
I watched a podcast last night on YouTube. I watched a video podcast. There's such a thing. Anyway, I watched a video. Who knows what it is at this point? Again, the wheels came off about 6 minutes ago, so
Downloads these,
that's all right. Watched a video podcast, and Matt Hasselbeck was on there. And when he was in college, he was 6th on the depth chart, and there were only 5 quarterbacks. So is that where you feel like you are on the list?
of Midwest Sports Saturday guest.
Guests. You're 6th on the depth chart, and we had only 3 guests
never cracked
scheduled for this afternoon
Yeah.
show.
Go
So
transfer portal and go to the East Coast Sports Saturday.
I may own that too. You just never know.
All right.
Well, anyway, we are here, and I would say this really, really quickly. It's a fun time of year because Division II football playoffs. I just talked about Harding hosting Washburn, and that is a 1:00 kickoff. So we're getting close to time there in Searcy, as we'll have Division II football playoffs coming on. We talked about Southeastern
Split screen
Oklahoma.
action at
There we
1
go.
o'clock. Put the Bisons on their
football,
channel,
yeah,
on the
and
Hardy
then
16 thing, and have the Bison singular
there you go.
over here, and enjoy all.
And the Golden Suns too. Another
Bison,
GAC
Bison,
team.
Bison.
Well, you want to split that up? Okay. I explained on the GAC broadcast because sometimes people tune in, and I don't know if they know that I do know the difference between bisons and bison.
There are a lot of things that question whether you do and
Well,
don't
that
know.
could be true, but
I hope after 6 years you figured out Bison and Bisons, and then whatever the
You're-
heck Southeastern claims is their mascot.
you have to speak up. You don't speak up loudly enough.
That's always been my accusation.
Yes, I know. Well,
I'm
just
very
wanna-
uncomfortable right now.
okay. Are you
Where's
really?
Anna?
Where is Anna? Where in the world is Carmen San Diego at this point in time? So we're waiting for
I
Anna.
don't keep looking over there. Any particular reason to say?
Yeah, that is actually part of it. If you see us both looking that direction, we're expecting Anna to come in at some point in time. So
Anna.
I don't know. I
Praying
can.
for her yesterday because we were basically trying to shut the gym down, and her shoes were still out on the court, and they had locked the door, so she couldn't get back in. So I had to
Get her shoes.
just chuck them at her when she was getting ready to leave.
Well, that's inside baseball right there.
Inside volleyball.
We don't get. Yes, it is inside volleyball. We don't get that. Well, actually, we do. On this program, we get a lot of things like that. We do.
not get cogent analysis.
We try.
Well, not for me.
Okay, that doesn't. Now,
That's my standard.
all right. I don't even know if
How's your
I was
rundown?
going to say, I don't even. The rundown got thrown out completely. The rundown was here, and the rundown has been thrown out completely. It's been set on fire and thrown out in the front yard.
Yes.
I'm looking at the levels to make sure people can
Okay.
hear you.
Well, they're missing some gems if they can't hear me.
That's the thing. I'm really concerned
There you
they're
go. Yeah,
not
just-
hearing
just-
you.
and some-
I have to turn it. But the thing is, if I turn you up too much and then Anna's too loud when she
You
comes
can
back,
modulate.
on. All right.
Get everybody
All
back.
about modulation.
Do everything in modulation.
Okay. Really quickly, then, I'd like to say thank you for those who are watching still. And again, please send me an email and tell me why. But I'm very grateful for that. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Midwest Sports Net.
like the channel.
I'm
Follow. Like, subscription implies payment. People do not want to.
It's a free subscription.
But I'm telling you, as a connoisseur of the podcast game and other video elements of channels.
But YouTube says subscribe.
I'm just telling you what I've been told.
Please do what it takes to get to where this channel is something that you see regularly.
So you get notifications when we go live.
You can get notifications,
Yeah, by liking.
I thought you had to smash that subscribe button.
No. I don't know what you're smashing, but...
Okay. I never say smash that subscribe button, so I don't know
I bet you do it twice now.
I've done it
so
twice.
That is a win for me.
But we never say that here. But that's all right. By the way,
that's why you're not getting the numbers. People, don't smash button. Okay, don't smash.
That is all right. Okay, well, here in just a moment, we're either going to get our other guest or we're going to have to wrap up because we need to start getting ready for our broadcast. Our 2 o'clock first tip-off, not kickoff or tip-off. It's first serve.
You do 6 of those a year.
I know.
You should know what the
You would think.
What the terminage is.
You would think. And yet, here we are.
Uh-huh.
First serve.
Kickoff.
Kickoff.
First pitch.
I do two sports where it's first pitch. We have baseball and softball previews that we do.
That you do.
do.
Just wait till
They're
I start
just
doing,
about.
Just wait till you do countdown to gunfire where you do your cross-country previews. Countdown to pistols firing.
Hey, listen.
See? Segue.
Segue right there. Go Cowboys. Go Pokes. I don't. And actually, in the studio at home, I have my OSU alumni mug that I'm able to drink out of every now and again, filled with water.
How does the McWilliams household treat Bedlam? Because as I've always heard, anything can happen. Oh, you can win by a lot, or they can win by a little.
The McWilliams household, which, by the way, before I went to OSU, we cheered for OU all the time, and I was brought up as an OU fan, and so then I went to OSU as a student. I'm an alum, 2010 to 2012, and those were 2 of their best years for football. By the way, I think there's no question there was a reason for that, and it wasn't me, but. There's still a couple
your
of my
30-year-old
kids.
Quarterback, wasn't it?
It was. It was my Brandon Whedon, who's as old as I am.
Really old.
And there are a couple of my kids that still cheer for OU. But
so again, how does the setup go? Do you
we just watch it and cheer?
You know how it's going to end up, as it has like 90 times.
I know how it has ended up many, many times. But this year,
no. You'll lose by You'll lose by a little this time.
No, we've lost by a little a lot of times.
Okay, then you lose by a lot this time. No.
This year, and OSU with a possibility to make the college football playoffs.
With the right computations and
all that.
Should
have made it
G5
by the way,
screwing.
In 2011. Just want to say that Alabama was that should never happen. Alabama and LSU in the championship should have been OSU, and it wasn't. And that defensive.
Don't go to Ames on a Friday night.
No, I know.
That is an axiom that I have lived by. When I first got to Columbia, they say don't go to Ames on a Friday night. Weird stuff happens.
That's weird stuff happens in Ames anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's football, basketball. Weird stuff happens.
They do have elite tap water, I've heard.
I did not
have you
know
heard this?
That. No.
Yeah, there's a song called "Hooray for Ames," and they speak to their elite tap water. Go Google that. It's a thing.
I'm not going to right now.
Well,
we're live.
Well, between the 1 and 2 o'clock hour.
Okay.
Hooray for Ames.
But weird stuff does happen. Hilton Magic, man.
No.
I guess.
I'm glad I'm out of that.
Okay, well, yeah. Weird stuff happens. And OSU played in Ames, Iowa on a Friday night in 2011 and lost on a field goal that went over the upright, not to the outside. But, hey, who's counting?
It's a good thing you don't have this committed to memory.
I know. It's not. But I'm not bitter.
No.
Not at all. It's all right.
It's fine. I'm sure you're similarly not bitter of Michael Sam wrecking your last Cotton Bowl appearance.
I'm telling you what. That
running the ball back the other end. No orange in sight. And just a sad mullet on the other side. Just, angry face. Can you tell where I went to school if I've ripped on Kansas and brought up the 2014 Cotton Bowl?
Eric Moyer, a Mizzou alum.
One of the failures.
We actually had a couple of shorts, and that we presented straight from the campus there.
I saw you went up there for
went up there, watched
Mizzou
take on Tennessee.
To see future OU head coach Josh Heupel beat Missouri.
We went up there and watched Tennessee score, and then we watched Tennessee score again. And after a little bit, we watched Tennessee score.
No, it wasn't that much.
And then
you have to wait
we
that
watched
long.
Tennessee score.
You have to wait that long.
Again, and eventually
it was the point-a-minute offense.
Scored, but that was, I think, after I think I needed to shave again by that point.
No, it was a long game. It was a cool point-a-minute offense by the
it was
Fighting Volunteers.
Game. Proud to be a Tennessee Vol.
Well,
it's great to be a Tennessee Vol. There we go.
Feels like 98.
What really does not feel like 98. Party like it's 1998.
Hey, you'll always have that first drive versus Georgia last week.
Yeah. I remember the time when Tennessee was ahead of Georgia this season.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, and the Vols
Missouri did that too.
The Vols.
We led by 3.
That's true. The Vols did score more points than anyone else has against Georgia.
And that was in Georgia, so really bully for us.
There we go. All right. Well, I think our guests, and I'm looking over there. I'm looking around, and there could be one guest. I'll tell you what, Eric, if you'll go,
be your guest booker.
I would. If you'll go book my
do something to help this show.
Yes. If you'll go book my broadcast partner and see if she'll be able to come over here, and we'll talk for about 5 minutes and wrap it up and talk GAC volleyball. How's that sound?
As always, guest 2 never disappoints.
That's true. Eric Moyer, the Associate Commissioner for Communications of the Great American Conference, always thankful for his time on the show. Now, as we restore some order to Midwest Sports Saturday, I do want to say thanks again to Elite Medical Billing, and I appreciate that. Thanks to everyone for watching, and it's a good broadcast today. I have to check on see if the broadcast is coming through properly, so we appreciate that. About to get another guest on, and that will be my final guest for the day. Don't forget, at 2 o'clock, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from now, we will be broadcasting live, not here on this channel, but on the GAC YouTube channel, the championship match, the 2021 edition of the Great American Conference Tournament. Now, one other thing, too, I do want to mention, and that is our next Midwest Sports Saturday. We will have a number of live broadcasts, Midwest Sports Now from the studio. Midwest Sports Saturday will take this next weekend off for Thanksgiving, and we'll be with the family during Thanksgiving. And then it is back-to-back days. We're going to be Friday and Saturday broadcasts. We'll be on the road. On Friday night, we will be at Point Lookout, Missouri, and there for the NCCAA Division I Volleyball Championship. They're from College of the Ozark, and we're going to be there for that. So please tune in for that. It's going to be a long broadcast. We'll have a couple of different times. We'll go on the air, visit with a lot of volleyball coaches and athletes again from Point Lookout, Missouri. That's on Friday. And then Saturday morning, we will be coming to you live from Texarkana as we prepare for the Live United Bowl. And that will match up Emporia State and Southeastern Oklahoma. And just come on in here, please, right now. Our final guest of the day, listen, I know that after Eric being there with me for a little while, we're restoring some order to the broadcast.
Okay.
We're trying to. So we're live here on Midwest Sports Net, and my broadcast partner for the week, Allie Anderson, a former Arkansas Tech. We dropped a lot of names today, so forgive me. Former Arkansas Tech Golden Sun, and I appreciate it. I've had fun this week. Have you had fun?
Absolutely. Some really good volleyball, good conversations.
It really has been. So this has been your debut, the maiden voyage of your broadcast tour.
Yes, enjoying it very much. Staying involved with volleyball, and then just a great opportunity to get to come out a little different setting or different scenario when I was here last. But yeah, just enjoying the time here in Banco ZK Arena.
All right, so the main thing is you can't say we today.
Yes.
During the broadcast.
Yes.
But I know you're going to say we a time or two because.
I might.
So what's it been like getting to talk about your team then? And you see it from a different perspective now. I mean, I know that you coach as well, as you graduated in 2020, a part of the Arkansas Tech volleyball team that went 35-1 a few years back, a fantastic run, a 35-game winning streak, tough loss in the NCAA tournament, but made it to the NCAA tournament and moved on from there. But you do some coaching on the side. Now you have to look at it from a little bit different eye. What's that been like?
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of shifting from a player to a coach to here, just really analyzing the game. Someone over there just asked me if it was easier to talk about Tech, and I said yes, but really the only reason is because I know everyone's names and I'm familiar with people, but just enjoy getting back in here and being able to talk about good volleyball. I mean, we've seen great performances from every team here. Some of the matches just going 3, but still good competition in all of these matches, and some good players. And I'm looking forward to watching this conference grow as from my coaching side of things. I just see a lot of improvement and development in the sport of volleyball here in the central Arkansas area specifically. Not sure about Oklahoma, as we have people traveling in from Oklahoma. And then, of course, we have people recruited from all over the United States, and I think a couple of people from actually out of the United States. But, yeah, just looking forward to keep on seeing this conference grow and this league grow, and us just hopefully be able to gain a little better reputation as we compete in we, as in volleyball players, yes. GAC volleyball players.
She's going to say we. I'm just telling you right up front. She's going to say we, and it's not a bad thing, but she's going to say we.
So just that pre-conference, those games there, that's where this league has really got to go after it and start beating some other really good teams in the region so that we can get our reputation going, so that automatic bid can, start climbing away from the 8 seed.
Yes. And I think that the Great American Conference can be closing in on being a 2-team league also, and more than just the automatic bid, get a couple of teams out of this league into the NCAA tournament. The Central Region is a powerhouse. It just is.
Absolutely.
And it's not only, I said it on the broadcast the other day, it's not just a historical thing. It's well documented. It's a powerful, powerful conference in volleyball, or region in volleyball, and it's tough to break into that. And so it's just going to take some more. But I think that there are a lot of fantastic programs in this conference that represent their schools and the conference well, and would and will someday in the Central Region tournament. So
yeah,
anyway,
absolutely.
What do you see for today then? I know we got to wrap things up because we're going to have a call here in just a little bit more than an hour for the GAC. What do you see? It's Arkansas Tech and Oklahoma Baptist, 2-time defending champion Oklahoma Baptist taking on perennial power in the league.
Yeah, definitely. Not their first matchup, just a lot of offensive power, so looking to see that offensive power and then who can answer defensively. 2 great liberos on the defensive side, great DSs. Malia Leatherland playing 6 rotation, being offensive out of the back row as well. Same thing for Timber Riley. Just looking forward to seeing who's going to be the it girl today for each team and who's going to make it happen.
I like that. That's a good phrase. The it girl?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I may use that. I may steal it and then not give her credit. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, Allie Anderson, my broadcast partner for the week, and I've really enjoyed it. You're doing a great job, and thank you very much for visiting with me then here on Midwest Sportsnet. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up now. Again, don't forget, 13 days from now, Point Lookout, Missouri will be there for the NCCAA Division I National Championship, part of the semis and the pool play that day. Then Saturday, December 3rd, Saturday, December 4th, we'll be on site at Texarkana prior to the Live United Bowl. Thanks for watching today. I want to thank Allie Anderson. I want to thank Eric Moyer, Kara Dukic for being on the show with me today. And thank you also our sponsor, Elite Medical Billing Specialists. I want to say thank you to them. We really appreciate them and getting to be here in Hot Springs today. I'm Joey McWilliams. Thanks for watching. I don't care what Eric says. Please do subscribe to the channel, Midwest Sportsnet. We appreciate that. And like and share and comment and all those other things as well. So have a great day. 2 o'clock, GAC Sports Network. God bless you all, and we'll see you very soon.